Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube video. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Devontae Arnold, and mess with me. I got a bad little figure and my name getting bigger. Make sure you subscribe. Oh wait. Are you subscribed? Thank you. Make sure you follow me on all my social medias, my TikTok, my Snapchat, and my Instagram. I'm recording this on June 1st. Happy Pride Month. And I chose to do this specific story time because I met this particular individual the last month of June. So it literally almost been 1 full year, which is insane to think about. This is a 4-part story time on my almost first love. This person made me believe that love was a real thing and that I could have it. So yeah, it gets pretty deep. This story is honestly a roller coaster. You're going to have a part of me if you watch all 4 of these episodes. Let's get into it. So this is part 1 of my almost first love. And part 1 is titled Every Bottom's Dream. So before we get into the story, I'm going to give him a name. And I'm just going to use his code name already that me and my friends made for him. We're going to call him Peanut. By episode 3 or 4, you're going to see why his nickname is Peanut. This story first takes place, like every other story time on my channel, Chicago Pride. And yes, I know. But this time, this is 2024 Chicago Pride, which was last year. 2 story times I have before on my channel, those are 2023 Chicago Pride. So this is a whole different year. Pre-Pride is the day before Pride. It's like a mini party before the big party. And I'm there with my ex-best friend. It's about 9, 8 o'clock at night. We're having a good time, like we always do at every party we go to. We met these 2 girls. We just befriended them for the night. So we're partying, shaking ass with them for about almost an hour or so. And then that's when I noticed Peanut was with a boy. They was 2 good looking men. So I'm assuming, oh, they must be in a relationship. So I glanced at them because they're 2 fine men, but I also just said, okay, they're cute. And then I mind my business because I'm not going to keep looking at y'all if y'all think y'all together. Y'all can have that. Congratulations. So I see them, but then I forget about them. Time is passing, not too, probably 30 minutes is passing. And I'm not making eye contact, but I'm seeing Peanut is always in my eyesight. So he's always in my general area, him and his friend. The 2 girls we met that night that we was hanging out with, they suggested let's go to their car and take shots. So I'm like, okay, we go to their car and take shots. As we're walking towards their car, I see Peanut and his friend walking in the same direction behind us. They're not directly behind us, but they're on the opposite side of the street, walking the same way we're walking. And I peeped it. I'm I thought that was a little weird, but I just also thought maybe they're just going the same way we're going. So we get to the car, we start taking shots. And I see Peanut across the street, it looked like he was debating with his friend or thinking about something or talking about something. I peeped him. I'm okay, that's weird, but I just mind my business. Peanut, he was kind of walking back and forth. It looked like he wanted to cross the street, but he was thinking twice about it. That's kind of what it was giving. But I just leave it alone. I just turned my back on him and I just started taking my shots. And then out of nowhere, if you're my friend, you're my friend. You're my ex-best friend, and I am me. Peanut walk right between us and say,
"Let me holler at you."
And I was like, what? Okay, we're just having small talk. He says that I look good. I say, you look good. He asked for my name. I asked for his name. He's just saying how I look good. And he's interested in getting to know me. And I was like, oh my God, you're fine as f. Now pause. Let me insert a picture of how he looks like. That's Peanut. Peanut was light skinned, had like little twists, and he's taller than me. I'm 5'11", so he had to be like 6'2", 6'3". He won me there. He won me right. He could have been dog shit ugly. He won me right there. So yeah, that's Peanut. So we're talking, and then obviously like I introduced him to my friend because they're right there. So I'm like, this is Peanut, and they're all saying, hey, hello, nice to meet you, whatever. And then I told him like I thought, oh, so who's Odudo across the street? He was like, oh, that's just my friend. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. After that, I suggested we should like wear each other's chains. I had a little tiny chain that had like an N on it for Navante, and he had like a chain like this. So we swapped chains. He put on my chain, I put on his chain. It was so cute. Like he put it on me. I was like, oh. So after we swapped chains, my friends was like, let's head back. I was like, okay, but I think I'm finna hang out with Peanut and get to know him. My friend was like, okay, that's fine or whatever. My friends head back over there, and I head back with Peanut. Peanut said, let's wait in line to go to a club. I was like, okay, cool. So we're waiting in line, and as we're in line, we're still talking, getting to know each other. Literally, like, I put out my phone, and I, like, try to make a little mini video, because I just thought it was so cute. And in the video, you can see him putting his arm around my stomach and, like, turning it around. As we're in line, we was just making small talk, but I remember asking him, like, how do you feel about your nigga or your boyfriend? Or how do you feel about twerking in general? Like, how do you feel about twerking? Baby, I twerks. Baby, I shake this ass. I shake this ass. But I asked him, like, how do you feel about that? Because you know how, like, in the gay community, like, that's a deal breaker. Like, it's too feminine, like, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just trying to guard my heart. Like, if I'm not the one you want, let me know now so I can walk away and get someone else. I asked him, and he was like, I don't like when my niggas twerk in public. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Keep that in mind. Remember that. I honestly don't remember what else we talked about in the line. But we end up saying F it because the line was long and the main party was outside anyways. Like, everybody was outside. Thank God he said that because, baby, I was only 20 at the time. I was not going to be able to get in that club. I was going to get to that door and had to turn my ass around. And I was going to be so embarrassed, like, oh, shit. As we're walking away from the club, he takes me to go meet his friends because he was there with his friends. And we just started having small talk. My ex-best friend came to where we was at, and now we was just all one big group. Why the freak did my ex-best friend tell Peanut to pick her up? I was like, oh, you a messy little hoe. My ex-best friend is only like 4'9", so she's really small. Peanut is like 6'3", so she was like, pick me up. Just being messy, knowing like, girl, like, why would my nigga pick you up so bad? Like, you're weird. But anyway, she was like, pick me up. And he did. I was like, oh, pick me up, nigga. And then he picks me up. I was like, y'all, I'm 5'11", 100 and something pounds. Y'all don't need to know that. He picked me up. But obviously he struggled more with me. But like, he picked me up and I was like, oh, so cute. After he picked me up, I went to hang out with my ex-best friend because I was away from her for too long. And then after that, I went right back to Peanut because I wanted to and did. Probably like not even 20 minutes later, I went right back. We're just hanging out and we're vibing and we're talking, having a good time. It's just so cute. Turns out the dude that Peanut Butter came with, his friend, he came there looking for a Pacific boy. So it was like a two-man at that point because he had his nigga and he had me. And that's very rare in the gay community that stuff like that happens. Because when you're two fine gay boys, like, why not just date each other? They don't typically come out looking for other gay boys. But they did, so yay me. And I can tell that the Peanut friend dude, like the dude he was messing with, was kind of like more, he wasn't feminine, but he was like me. Like, you can tell, like, he's not the man in the relationship. Probably like 10 minutes of me chilling with him, I mentioned that my car. I mentioned something about my car. And then he was like, you have a car? I don't know why he was so shocked. I was like, yeah, I have a car. Then he was like, where is it at? I'm like, it's literally right there. I parked on the main street. He was like, let's go. I'm like, go where? He said, to your car. Okay, let's go to my car then. As we're walking to my car, we get there and I unlock the door and I get in. But before Peanut get in, a group of men walk by and stops him. And apparently they knew him. They end up talking for like what felt like 20 freaking years. They was talking for a long time. Like, I was like, oh my God. I remember one of the dudes asked Peanut, what was he doing? He says, I'm chilling with my nigga right now, and points to me in the car. I was like, ain't no way this fine ass, tall ass nigga just claimed my pretty ass in front of all these. I was living life. I was living life. When I tell you I was living life, I was living getting the pipe. No, I wasn't. After that, probably like 5 more minutes passed. He finally got his tall ass in my car. As we're in my car, we started talking about like things we're just like looking for in a relationship, which is moving kind of pretty fast because I just met you like 3 hours ago. But it's good to know because I'm really interested in pursuing you. You know, we have like the average gay talk, like what's your position? Like what are you into? What do you like? I end up saying like, I'm whatever you want me to be, which is basically a verse, but it's more like, if you want me to bottom, I'll bottom for you. If you want me to top, I'll top for you. Like stuff like that. And then he said more of a top, but like, if I ever wanted like to please my man part, he wouldn't mind doing it for me sometimes, like on a rare occasion. And I'm like, okay, that's like real grown man. Actually, that's real grown man shit. And that's kind of actually perfect for me. We also talked about actually like looking for something serious and we're not trying to hold around. At least I wasn't. He ended up saying how like none of his relationships ever really worked because he always ended up getting ghosted, or they end up just stop replying, or like they just start being dry. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's literally me. That's why I don't have a boyfriend, because that's what happens every time. And then he said, I won't stop talking to you unless you stop talking to me. I literally told this man to his face, like, I will never stop talking to you. The only way I would stop talking to you is if you stop talking to me. Right then and there, I found my husband. I found my husband because I felt, for the first time ever, I felt security within keeping someone. Because you just sat here and explained to me how you go through the same thing I go through when it comes to ghosting, and people start replying slow and stop caring and becoming uninterested. You know how it feels. And you're saying you will never stop talking to me unless I stop talking to you? And in my head, I'm planning to never, ever, 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 ever stop talking to you? Oh, baby, you're mine. So where my ring at? We might as well get married tomorrow, because what we doing? A very meaningful conversation. We get out my car and we go back to his friends. You know, we're just having a good time once again. And then my friend came to check on me. I was like, okay, I should go with her because I've been away from her for a long time. So as I'm getting ready to tell him, like, I'm gonna go with my friend, I'll come back. He was like, okay. But before he like lets me walk away, like he grabs me and then like he just stares at me and then he kisses me. He kisses me on the lip. This man is not letting me get no hoes, which I didn't even, that's the thing, like I didn't even want no hoes after that. And if you know him, you know, when Pride, baby, that's when I get my hoes. Y'all be hearing my story times. But this time, I didn't even want no hoes. Like, I just wanted him. I just wanted him. And another thing, I don't like kissing. Back then, at that time, I would literally give guac guac before I would kiss someone. So the fact that I kissed him, first day meeting him, oh, that's a big thing for me. And I wasn't even mad at it because it was Peanut. It was my Peanut. After he kissed me, I go with my friend, and I'm just having a good time with my friend. My friend low-key mad at me. I'm gonna stop calling her as best friend because it's doing too much. I'm just gonna call her my friend. She low-key mad at me because I'm gone. Like, I'm not with her. I'm with this nigga. Bro! Not the I'm gonna go my nigga, man. If you have that type of attitude. Wishes granted, I'm not mad that you're mad at me, but baby, this is my man for the night. And hopefully forever. So you're just gonna have to be mad. So it's not too long after that until I want to see my man again. That feeling, I understand why girls always be like, oh my God, my man, I miss my man, I miss my man, I miss my man. Cause baby, I got it. That one night, I understood. I was with you. I end up going back to him. He's with his friends again. Vibing, having a good time. We're outside. The vibes are nice. And then I could tell like kind of like, ooh. I said his name. Peanuts is kind of tipsy. Like he been drinking or whatever. And he whispers in my ear, twerk on me. And I was like, but you said earlier, he said, I don't care. When your nigga say throw that ass, bitch, you have to throw that ass. I'm talking about up and down, circle, round and round. Bitch, you have to throw that ass. And mind you, this is the first time you're ever going to see me twerk. And you asked me to twerk on you. Y'all know I got to do my big one. You know I got to do my big one. And plus, all his friends was watching. Y'all telling me right now through the screen, I had to do my big one. Y'all telling me I have to do my big one. So y'all, as I'm mentally preparing, I'm low-key scared as fuck, but I know my abilities. So I'm mentally preparing like, bitch, I have to do my biggest one on earth. I said prep, and bitch, y'all, when I say I was killing this nigga, I was damn, up and down. Y'all, I did my biggest one like I never did my biggest one before. I had all his friends gagged. They was like, wow. I threw that ass on him. I threw that ass on him for sure. So as y'all can tell so far, my night is going great. We just start vibing again. And we're just sitting down. I'm sitting like in between his lap. He got his arm on me like around me like this. This is the happiest I ever been in my life, I think, ever. Well, let me not say that. But this is like one of my top moments in my whole entire life, honestly, ever. After that, after a while, Peanut said he wanted to go check on his car. He wanted me to walk with him. As for walking, he told me it's like a 15-minute walk to his car. I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. We see like 15 big tow trucks just picking up cars left and right. We was like, whoa, this shit is crazy. The city of Chicago is getting their money tonight. He started to panic because like he pray his car is not towed. And I he started getting worried too because my car over there and I'm walking the opposite way. We get to his car. So thankfully it's still there untouched. When we get to his car, he sit on his passenger side. And then he like said, sit on my lap. I was like, okay. So as mind y'all, I'm 5'11". I'm a tall girl. As I sit on his lap, why this nigga start to like cradle me? Like he's like got his hands under my legs and like behind my back. Like he's literally cradling me like I'm a baby. As we're doing that, this white woman walked by and literally tried to push me into the car. She was like, here, let me help you. Because she thought we're literally trying to tell her like, no, that's not what's happening. This is not, and she's literally like ignoring us. She's still literally trying to push my big black ass in this car. And I'm like, ooh, baby. She finally got the hint that like, we were not doing that. So she finally walked away. We laughed it off because it was funny, but it's like, whoa, she was crazy. Anyways, so as he's cradling me, he started telling me about his exes. He's bisexual. He have ex-girlfriends or whatever. He got this girl he used to mess with in high school pregnant. And I was like, oh, okay. I kind of got sad. I'm like, whoa, you have a girl. Well, not a girl, but like I'm assuming like you have a baby and stuff. And like priorities. As he's telling me about this, he says how once he found out the girl was pregnant, he got his life together basically. He got a good job, got a car, got a house, and he was preparing to move the baby and the girl in with him and just start the American dream. Have some kids and some pets and live the rest of his life like that. I'm not gonna say the word thankfully, but the baby ended up not making it. He used that as an excuse not to be with the girl no more, because he really didn't want to be with the girl. He just wanted to be a good father. He was like, there's nothing tying us together no more, so we're just gonna go our own separate ways. And that's what they did. But then he ended up telling me how apparently this girl is crazy about him. She still stalks him from time to time, and she'd be popping up at places they used to go on dates on, seeing if he's there. And one time he had to like get pretty handsy with her because she was like kind of going crazy. And in my head, I was just thinking like, ooh, he better not get handsy with me. But I know I'm not crazy, so we'll never get that to that level. So as he's telling me this, I'm like, I really found the trade. I really found the trade. Like this, he is trade. He is everything every gay boy will want. I don't think I told him about any of my exes because I don't have any exes, so there's nothing to say. Time passes, and two girls end up walking up on the car and saying, can we help them jump the car? And my gay ass is getting ready to say, no, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to do that. I don't even have the cords. But before I could even say that, Peanut head ass said, yeah. I was like, oh, well, okay, then do your big one. He already had the jumper cables in his car. And that's when I found out Peanut is a car head. Like, he loved cars. He was trying to jump the car, and at first it wasn't working. So I kind of felt bad, like, oh, damn, that's sad. But then, like 5 minutes later, he got their car working. I got the trade and a handyman? I'm like, oh yeah, life is great. Life is good. Life is fantastical. So after all that, I asked him, can you drive me to my car? Because I want to move my car too. He dropped me back off to my car, and I'm following behind him to see where we can park our cars at. We basically drove away from the gay club, so now we're back by the straight area. So as I'm following him, he randomly parks in front of this straight club, and I just park behind him. I'm thinking we're finished, just park here. He parks and he get out the car. I get out the car, and he walks into the middle of the street, and he motioned me to come to him. I walk up to him, and he just hugs me. He just hugs me in the middle of the street. He just hugs me in the middle of the street, and he's looking down at me, and I'm looking up at him, and we're just hugging in the middle of the street. This is the definition of black boy joy. Anyways, as we're hugging, this big friend group of like, it was two niggas, like straight niggas, two hood niggas, and like 3-4 girls come out the club. That's what kind of like started us to like, okay, he didn't even push me away. He was still like hugging on me. But like, you know, we just gradually like just let go. And after that, we was like, okay, maybe we shouldn't like be standing in the middle of the street. Also, Peanut car trapped them in their parking spot, so they couldn't pull off unless Peanut moved his car. So we had to let go because of that. So he go back to his car, go back to my car. As we're driving again, I'm driving behind him, and he calls me. He was like, did you see that girl that got in the passenger seat? I'm like, I saw the girls, but I didn't pay attention to who sat where. He was like, well, the girl that was in the passenger seat is my ex. And I was like, whoa, the crazy one? He was like, no, not that one, but that's one of my exes. I was like, so nigga, this nigga just been around town. This nigga know everybody. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I was also thinking your ex-girlfriend just saw you hugging on a boy in the middle of the street. I was like, well, not my problem. He was like, yeah, that's insane. This nigga been around town, apparently. And Chicago's a big town. We finally parked somewhere, and I can't even remember where we parked at. But I know we ended up parking somewhere, and we ended up walking back to the function. We get back to the function, and I link up with my friend again. And tell her where I've been at, whatever. Y'all be saying I'm a bad friend for leaving her. No. She's A-okay. She's the one who taught me how to be outside. Because before I met her, I was inside, going nowhere, doing nothing. I'm checking on her. She's good. I'm like, okay, good. So I hang out with her. And then after a while, I go back to Peanut. And Peanut said, walk with him to walk his friend to her car because he's getting ready to leave. So we end up walking to walk his friend to her car. Once she got to her car, he made sure she was okay and that she got in the car and they were safe. So we end up walking back. But as we get back, my friend is ready to go. I tell him, all right, so we're getting ready to go. And I had a really good time with you tonight. He was like, yeah, same. He said he's getting ready to go too, actually, because he said there's no reason to be here if I'm leaving. So he gives me a hug, And so he don't text me and call me for sure. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. That was a really great night. That was a really great night. Oh my God, it was so great. So great. I ended up dropping my ex-best friend home, and I went to my other friend's house because I was going to Pride with them the next day. Remember, this was pre-Pride. This was all pre-Pride. I ended up telling them everything I just told y'all. Like, and they was all gagging. It was like, oh my God, we was jumping up and down. I was yelling. Y'all, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I got home. And they were just up, excited, ready for my story. That's when he ended up calling me. He was like, no, I think I texted him. What'd I say? Y'all can see right here. I was like, why are you still there? I thought you was leaving. I was leaving. I left like an hour and a half ago. And you just now leaving? Weird. But anyways, once he make it home, he FaceTimed me. I really don't remember much what we said on the FaceTime. I know literally like 5 seconds after he FaceTimed me, he flopped on the bed, said like 2 words, and went to sleep. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like, he must have wanted to go to sleep on the phone with me. And if he didn't, I wasn't gonna hang up the phone. So we ended up sleeping on the phone together that night. The first night I met this boy, I had slept on the phone with him. Like, this is crazy. So the next morning, he ended up telling me this later. His friend ended up walking in the room and telling him, like, yo, who's still on your phone? He was like, oh, shit. And then he hung up, but I was asleep, so I didn't know he hung up. And he ended up telling me how he didn't mean to do that. He was just really drunk. And yeah, that's the end of episode 1 of Every Bottom's Dream. As you can see, throughout the whole entire story time, if you're a bottom, that's your dream. It definitely was my dream, for sure. Episode 2 is coming soon. Remember, confidence isn't ignorance, it's self-respect. And don't be scary, because I don't bite. So make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. And I'll see you later.